Good morning, guys, from a very windy top deck of MSC World Europa. Now, I'm currently on this ship for a 21-night repositioning cruise from the Middle East. So I joined in Dubai, back over to the Med, so I'll get off in Marseille in the south of France. Now, try and get out of the wind. Today is the day that the entire ship has been waiting for, which is the day that we are now beginning our final approach to the Suez Canal, which is the shortest maritime route between Europe and Asia. So very, very excited to tick this one off the bucket list today, and I cannot wait to show you guys what this looks like. Now, rather than talk to you more here, let's go back inside, out of this wind, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit more detail when we get in there. Right, so now out of that wind and have managed to find a quietish, famous last words, table that I can speak to you guys about the plan for today. Now, for the last, 10 nights, we've been relocating this ship from Dubai in the Middle East over to the Med. Now, where we're at today, we've currently got Egypt on both sides of the ship, and we're currently heading north towards the Suez Canal. Now, what I tried to say upstairs, but I'm not sure how clear that would have been, is the importance of the Suez Canal is that it's the shortest maritime link between Asia and Europe. So it's actually a pretty busy shipping link. So apparently there's over 50 ships a day that now use that. But if you compare that to way when it opened, the number was obviously significantly less. Now, in terms of the plan for today, or timelines for today, I actually don't know yet if we're going to make it into the canal today or if we'll just make it up to it, at which point we'll drop anchor. So I've been told that we'll be anchoring close to the entrance to then await confirmation of a convoy time. Now, the reason for that is that the way that the canal operates, you essentially have southbound traffic and you have northbound traffic. Now, each of those routes will operate as a convoy, so we won't go through just as one ship. We'll wait for a group of ships. I've got no idea how many at the moment, but we will wait for a group of ships, at which point we'll all transit through together. Now, they communicated this to us last night in our daily schedule, which I've actually brought up with me, in a little section just at the bottom of the front page, and every day it just gives you the nautical information. So on this one, it confirms that we're going to spend most of today going through the Gulf of Suez, which is the main, if you look at that on a map, it's basically the main gulf that links up to the canal, so it passes like Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt and whatnot. We'll then drop anchor close to the entrance, and at that point we'll get confirmation of our two-way convoy. So the other really interesting thing is that they've also said on here that in order to ensure that everything remains smooth the whole way through, ships have to continue at one speed the entire time. So in other words, once you begin that transit, you don't then stop. Now, I'm hoping that doesn't mean that our transit could begin in the middle of the night tonight, because unfortunately that will mean that A, I'll miss it, and B, I won't be able to show you guys if I happen to go to bed tonight, heaven forbid. Now, there's a rumour flying about the ship at the moment that the northbound convoy could leave as early as 6 AM tomorrow morning. So we're hoping that we can get confirmation of that, later today at some point. But look, for now, I guess the plan for today, I'm going to take you guys down and show you the coffee shop and a couple of other things that you can do if you're spending the day on board this ship. And other than that, it will be talking you through what the approach looks like and also showing you what the entrance to the Suez Canal looks like. Right, don't worry, facts over for now. Back to talking about the ship. So as you know, we are on here currently heading up to the canal anchorage point all day, and we should arrive. The captain's just come on the tannoy to say that we should get there about 7 PM tonight. Now, what that means is we've pretty much got the whole day at sea, where it's going to be like a sea day, but the novelty is that we'll be able to see land all day, and it should get a little bit thinner all day as we go until we get to the canal. So I am so interested in this today, in case you can't tell. Now, back to talking about what you can do on board on a sea day on this ship. Now, my number one recommendation to anyone, and it's totally free of charge to do this one, on a day at sea, go and enjoy a lunch in the main dining room. And that's exactly where we're going to go today. Sometimes it's just lovely to not be in the buffet, to just have someone else bring food to you, and actually to get to try some pretty different things sometimes. So let's head down, get a table in Bubbles, which is at the back of deck 6 on here. It's the same restaurant. It's also open if you choose to go for a restaurant breakfast. And yeah, let's see what's on the menu for lunch. Right, dining room lunch done, and one thing that I would say is that MSC get a very, very mixed reputation and actually quite a lot of bad reviews on the subject of food. Now, what I am going to do is put together a full dining guide for YouTube that will show you each venue on board and also the experience that I've had dining in them, because I think, yeah, from what I've seen, my thoughts don't necessarily tie up with a lot of the feedback I've heard. Anyway, next up, we are heading out to deck 8, which is that kind of outdoor promenade section, and it's the World Promenade it's called on here. Now, they've got a coffee shop there called the Coffee Emporium, which isn't included, so it's not complimentary, unfortunately, but it is very good. So, let's go out and I'll show you what it looks like in there, and also give you a little bit of a feel for what you can buy that's a little bit different to what you can get up at the buffet. Okay, so yeah, coffee done. Now, didn't really get the opportunity to speak to you when I was sitting at the table due to the fact that it was pretty busy in there. But the main difference between coffee there versus coffee up in the buffet is that upstairs it's free, down here it's not. Now, fundamentally it's a very different product though. If you eat in the buffet, you're only going to get like filter coffee, or I think they probably call it drip coffee in some parts of the world, whereas in here you'll get actual barista made coffee. So from a price point, for me to get a flat white, it cost what, €4.20, which to be honest is probably what you'd expect to pay at a coffee shop on land. So actually not too bad. Now, time now, it's just coming up to what, about 4 PM. So let's go down to the back of deck 8 and have a look, because we should be getting a little bit closer to the anchorage point for the canal. So let's see what the view's like. So yeah, weirdly, land is actually looking a little bit further away than it did earlier, so I'm hoping the ship's still going in the right direction. On Google, it looks as though we are getting ever closer, but still, yeah, a decent bit away from where we'll be anchoring tonight. Now, I've nipped back to my room to grab a jumper because, yeah, I think there's been a big difference in temperature out on the decks between yesterday, which was more Saudi Arabia, and today, which was obviously now approaching Europe. Now, plan for me now, I'm going to go and try Venom Drop, which is that, 12-story slide that takes you all the way from deck 20 down to deck 8. So let's see how we get on with this. And yeah, after that, I think we'll probably head back up to the room and talk through the plan for later on. So yeah, up to deck 20. Right, back at the top, and all I can say about that thing there is that that's now done. That has been conquered, which for anyone that's followed my channel for a while, you'll know that I've not historically been the biggest fan of heights, is maybe the best way of putting it. So yeah, the fact I've been able to jump on a slide on deck 20 and throw myself down to deck 8, I'm going to take that as an achievement. Yeah, so I'm really happy about that. Now, plan for tonight, I'm having one of those really weird moments tonight actually where you can see behind, that one's very close actually. Let me take you a walk over and show you, but you can see behind me, if I spin round, one of the ships here, and then over here you've got loads of other orange lights. They then go all the way around the other side here, but you can't see them because of the Venom Drop, and then the glass on the other side will mean I can't show you. But all of those lights are basically the ship's building for our northbound convoy tomorrow. And yeah, I think you definitely have one of those really weird feelings where, I don't know, you just realise how amazing an operation this is and how it's just something that I would never even have thought of. I think I'm going to be completely just overwhelmed tomorrow as we push through this canal, because already the ship is buzzing. Everyone, it feels as though anyway, everybody can't wait to get started and to see what tomorrow's got in store. And I think this, for me, although yeah, fine, it's a cruise, I've done a cruise before, I've never done a cruise to anywhere like this. And the Middle East, the great thing about this cruise is I think you actually get 3 cruises in one. You get cruise number 1 as a trip around the Middle East, cruise number 3 as a cruise around the Med, and cruise number 2 is this mad bit in between that very few people probably get the opportunity to see, which is the transit of taking the ship from the Middle East into Europe and going up what I think is going to be one of the most impressive, I guess, parts of the shipping world that I will ever have seen. Now, we've got a bit of an update on that for tomorrow morning, so let me nip back to the room and catch up with you properly, because I think the music up here might be playing havoc with my microphone. But before that, I'm just going to have one last wander around the deck in absolute awe at the amount of ships that are around us right now. I'll try and show you guys as well, and then I'll catch up with you properly when we get back down into the cabin. Okay, so that I guess is the end of another day, so hopefully you've enjoyed seeing a bit more of World Europa and getting a bit of a feel for the kind of things that you can get up to if you are planning to have a day at sea on board this ship. Now, I did actually think we'd get to this part of the Suez Canal a little bit earlier than what we have ended up doing today, so I didn't expect it to be pitch black, so hopefully you've got a bit of an idea of where we are, but I appreciate that it's going to be really difficult to come across on video. So tomorrow morning, it looks as though it's going to be a very early start. So the captain came on the tannoy to give us all an update, because at the end of the day, the Suez Canal is probably the main reason a lot of people have chosen to book this itinerary. So for me, I've been wanting to do the Suez Canal for years. I've just never been able to take long enough off work, because you usually have to do it as one of these longer repositioning cruises. So this year I'll be ticking off the Suez Canal tomorrow and then the Panama Canal in August. So this is a complete bucket list year for me, so I cannot wait to get one of them done tomorrow. Now, the captain came on to give us a bit of an update for what the plan is and what the situation is for tomorrow. And yeah, I can't actually believe I'm saying this, but it's an early start, and we're going to be leaving our current position at about, wait for it, 4:30 a.m. So 4:30 tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll hopefully be awake. So I've requested a wake up call for 4:15 so that I can be up, showered, dressed, and up on the decks, ready to go for probably just before 5. I don't think there's any point in getting up before that in terms of being on the decks, because the sun won't even be up. So all that you're going to see before the sunrise is basically the current situation, which is pitch black, all the other ships with their lights on, and then tomorrow morning everyone will just be forming up into some form of line. So I don't really think it's that critical to be up first thing. So hopefully at the start of my next video you'll get to see a couple of sunrise shots, but maybe don't hold me to that because it's currently 10 p.m. So yeah, later tonight or tomorrow morning, whatever we're saying, is when we're going to be heading off from here. So yeah, wake up call has been set. Watch this space. So yeah, tomorrow, look, I can't wait to see what the Suez Canal is going to throw at us tomorrow. I've been doing a little bit of research over the last couple of days because we've had a fair bit of sea day time. And yeah, one fact that I found out, which I'm completely fascinated by this, apparently the canal used to only be one way at a time. So it wasn't wide enough to allow traffic to flow in two directions until 2015. Which I think the reason I'm interested by this fact is just how recent the change has been. So in 2015, what they did was they modified a section of the canal that was around 30 or 35 kilometres to basically mean that one convoy can start in the south and head north, and one convoy starts in the north and heads south. Now, obviously, they're going to meet at one point, so what they did was at the right point, they put a new lane in for 35k, which therefore means that one of the convoys goes into that lane, passes the other one, and then rejoins the one-way lane again. So what it's meant is that it's pretty much doubled the capacity of the canal, going from 49 ships a day to 97 ships a day. So I'm going to be absolutely fixated on everything about everything about tomorrow. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to try and capture it to show you guys. I think it's going to be such an interesting day. I'm really hoping that MSC do some form of commentary the way that they did when we were leaving Grangerford in Norway last year, because that was really, really good to get a bit of a feel for where you were, what the captain was doing, what the ship's movements were. So hopefully that's the same tomorrow, but I guess even if it's not, it's still going to be absolutely remarkable. I've also set a couple of other people the challenge of trying to see a camel on shore tomorrow. Apparently at parts of the canal you will be close to land enough that you'll see people and you'll also see camels, apparently, but let's wait and see. So hopefully in the next video I'll be able to show you whoever has the best picture of a camel, which it better be me. But look, for now I'm up in, 5.5, 6 hours from now. So I am going to turn into this bed almost immediately, and I will see you guys in a few hours time, later tonight or tomorrow morning, whatever we're saying. But yeah, thanks very much for following along. If you've liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, which you can do underneath. And if you fancy subscribing and joining me on more ships, that would be brilliant. It'd be great to have you along for the journey. But yeah, good night for now, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. See you guys. Bye.